from BCCTV for a new series titled Community Circle.
It's diversity, resilience, and the spirit of community.
You know, who have inspired you and why their story is important.
I think that you should say that because I'm thinking of Marcus Mosiah Garvey.
Welcome to Community Circle. Welcome to BCCTV. This is the Community Circle. Today we are honored to have an exceptional guest. He is an award-winning international inspirational speaker, a peace ambassador, a marketing specialist, and the author of 9 powerful books. He is widely known as the King of Inspiration for the impact his message has had across audiences around the world. Next month, he will be launching his newest book titled Own Your Stage, which teaches practical steps for delivering inspiring speeches and influencing lives. Please join me in welcoming the one and only Powerful Steve.
Prince, it is always a pleasure to just sit and chat with you. You're an inspiration to me, my brother.
You are the king of inspiration, man.
What? The king has to get inspiration from somewhere.
So that has to be the kingmakers.
There you go. There you go.
Wow, nice having you. You're looking good, man.
Thank you very much. This is actually my clothing line.
Really?
Yeah, if you want to see the back of it there, it's got the logo and, aim high, spread with inspire. And yeah, I'm very proud of what God has given me to give to the world.
Awesome, awesome. Mm-hmm. So you are known as the king of inspiration.
Yes.
Tell me, what life experiences shaped you into the inspirational speaker that you are today?
That is a very, very good question, Prince. And I literally have to go back to when I was 8 years old. Because I came from Jamaica in 1971. I was 6 years old, and I'm living in the city of Brampton. And I don't know a lot of people if they know that the Ku Klux Klan was actually running Brampton in the 60s. And so here I am, 1971, which is just 2 years outside of the 60s. So there was a strong racist regime, and they were trying to get every black family out of Brampton. Now, at that particular time period, we knew every black family in Brampton because we were small knit and we had to stay together. It got very serious, Prince, because we had to fight to actually get to school.
If I heard you right, yes. You came into Brampton. How old were you then?
I was 6.
6 years old.
Yes. So I lived the first 6 years of my life in Jamaica, and then my family, I use the word uproot, right? Pulled me from, this warm climate country where I was this extrovert young man going to school to come to this country that is cold. We came here in March and it was cold, and we came off the plane in a t-shirt and shorts, right? So, holler at the brother and prepare him, right? But yeah.
Your root, is it traced to Nigeria?
My roots?
Yeah.
Yes, that's another story of how I got to learn that I am Nigerian, and I do know.
So you're a Nigerian?
Yes, I am a Nigerian, and I do know the tribe that
Please,
I'm from.
You can pick up your phone.
Yeah.
You can pick up your phone.
I do know the tribe that I'm from, but to be honest with you, Prince, I don't.
We will give you a try.
I don't talk about it because there's just too much fighting going on among the tribes. Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, what was the defining moment when you realized your voice could inspire people around the world? Many people struggle with self-doubt.
Yes.
Many people struggle with that.
Yes.
Did you ever face moments when you almost gave up on your purpose?
Yes, and that's a story that I was telling you where, the racism that we dealt with in Brampton almost killed me, almost stifled me. Matter of fact, I knelt down on my knees and I was praying to God, asking him to make me white. Because at the age of 6, I just wanted a friend. I didn't understand why the children won't play with me because of the color of my skin. And so the defining moment for me, Prince, was when I got to grade 3 and 4, where my teacher, Mr. Nichols, he saw the challenges that I was having. And so he brought me in from, recess time. And he says that he's going to teach me something that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. And so I was into education and I wanted to know. So I opened my heart to him. And he taught me a poem that's called Jonathan Bing. And after I mastered it to his level, he then said, I'm going to put you in front of the classroom and you're going to recite this poem. You know what I said? Hell no. Now, I didn't really use those words at that age, but he convinced me, and I did go out there. I was 8 years old at the time, and I, for the first time on stage in front of 25 angry Caucasians, I gave my first speech. And it was that where some of the kids broke the picket line.
The no was as a result of the stigma that you have actually faced, right?
Yes. Yeah. So some of the kids, they broke the picket line because, their parents told them not to play with that gentleman. And so I slowly started to come out of that shell, because when I was in Jamaica, I was an extrovert. But by the time I got here and what I faced in racism and bullying, I became an introvert. Right, and then didn't trust anybody that was white. I didn't trust Mr. Nichols, but he was really reaching out to me. And I got to give a shout out right now and say thank you, Mr. Nichols, for your persistence. And so I became a speaker, and so I did stage productions during school, plays and things like that. And
even at that young age?
Yes, at that young age, through grade school, I did productions of plays. And when I got older, and I gave my life to Christ and so forth, and I started venturing into the world of film and things like that. I had the opportunity to be on a children's program called Circle Square. I was the first black person they chose for that production, but I had to be away from my parents, and at that point I wasn't comfortable. That was the age of 14, and so I walked away from that opportunity, not realizing that it was a massive opportunity I walked away from. I would have been a massive blockbuster superstar by now, but I just wasn't ready for the stage at that point.
With all of this, one thing that I can say about you is that you had tenacity.
Yes.
And that also, regardless of the challenges, regardless of the struggles, you are the king of inspiration.
And I want to share with you, Prince, that came about through Soulful Image magazine with Tracy and Alistair Acadia. They had an award given out where it was the King of Inspiration, and I won that award. Now, little did I know, I then changed my branding, because I was known as the life coach specialist. But when I won that award, I did a branding change and I became the King of Inspiration. And then it was years later that God revealed to me that it's actually not branding, it actually is a mantle that He placed on me. I actually am the King of Inspiration.
Interesting.
Yes.
Let's look at your new book, Own Your Stage.
Yes.
Your new book, that book, you're launching it soon.
Yes, April 4th.
I'm coming. So what actually inspired you to write this book? The book highlights 12 practical steps.
Yes.
Which of these steps do you believe is the most powerful for someone who wants to become a confident speaker?
It's not one step. I would say the best thing to describe that is, you see in the Bible where it talks about the fruit of the Spirit. When a lot of people teach that, they say fruits. It's not fruits. It is just one fruit, but yet it has 9 components. So it's kind of like an onion has layers, but not one layer is the onion. So these 12 practical steps, that's if you want to master the art of storytelling. To take one step, you won't master it. You'll just have some level of skill. And so in my 51 years of doing this, these are the top 12 things that I believe that I can imprint in somebody through the course. It's an 8-week course. And at the end of the 8-week course, they'll be able to put together a spellbinding speech that will wow any crowd, and it's between 3 to 5 minutes. There are other length of speeches that we can go to, but we want to start at the root level, and really and truly, the minimum speech level really we want to get to is to a 3-minute, 5-minute speech.
You came into Canada at age 6
Yes.
as an extrovert.
Yes.
And suddenly you became an introvert.
Yes.
Now, what common mistakes do people make when speaking in public that your book helps to correct? Secondly, how can someone who feels shy
Yes.
or afraid, you were once afraid,
Yes.
even timid,
Yes.
of public speaking, begin to own their stage?
Okay, excellent question. First and foremost, you have to have the confidence of the material in which you're delivering. Most people, the reason why they are fearful and they are a little bit timid and so forth is because they haven't yet inbred that material inside of them, that they're confident that they can recite it at any given time. And then what you want to do then is to be able to practice the many different tenets. As I said, that there are 12 steps where you'll be given one every week or 2 in a week. You have to go home those 6 days and practice it, and then come back the next week for me to turn on the camera and see if you're actually practicing. Because I'll tell you right now, I became a prolific speaker from practicing. I can't tell you how much hours I stood in front of the mirror just to see the nuances of my faces when I'm actually talking. Like right now, I know what my face is doing when I'm speaking to you, Prince, because
You can visualize your face.
I have looked at myself in the mirror, and I know what my face does for every expression and so forth. Expression is so important because you can talk without saying words. So if you know you can act, like, silent films. I love watching silent films because you have to see the body language of that individual and know what they're saying without words.
Okay, let's look at coaching and training.
Yes.
Because that's partly what you want to do and what
Yes,
you're doing.
yes, 100%.
You are offering an 8-week
Yes.
coaching course
Yes.
connected to this book.
Own Your Stage is actually the blueprint, yes.
What transformation should participants expect by the end of the program?
Yes.
Why do you believe that speaking skills
Yes.
are so important for leaders,
Yes.
entrepreneurs,
Yes.
and even young people today?
It is the foundation. If you want to have a relationship with somebody, you need to be able to communicate. If you want to be able to lead as a CEO of a company, you need to be able to communicate. If you want to go in the pulpit and preach, you need to be able to communicate. If you want to be on the street talking to the homeless and the widows and so forth, you need to be able to communicate. So communication is the foundation for everything out there. You want to be in government. You're going to go in Congress and you're going to talk about the legislations of laws. You need to be able to communicate and articulate your point. And so it's based on your diction, it's based on storytelling, it's based on bringing out the emotion so somebody can actually feel what you're saying and be able to vote for you.
Okay, now, I want us to go on a short break, but before we do that, I want you to talk to me. In your experience,
Yes.
what separates an average speaker from a truly inspiring one?
Wow. This is the secret sauce. Most speakers out there, they deal with the physical man and they deal with the mental man, but they don't deal with the spiritual man. And so that's why, Prince, I don't call myself a motivational speaker. If you notice in what you read, I said an inspirational speaker, hence the word in spirit. So when I speak, I'm speaking to the inner man because it is the inner man that's going to manifest that which you think and that which you act. And so I'm a holistic coach. I deal with the physical man, the mental man, and the spiritual man. Most coaches out there, they don't touch the spiritual man.
Holistic coach.
Yes.
The spirit, soul, and body.
Yes.
That is what this man represents. See you guys. We'll be coming back soon.
All right.
Brampton's Rising Stars is back. This is Season 3. showcasing different talent in dance, music, instrumentation, spoken word, and many more.
Impression on your face, you were actually just enjoying the song.
Do you have what it takes to be the next rising star in Canada?
And the space you use, the prop, the choreo, everything. I'm in awe. Awesome.
Then log into www.bramptonrisingstars.ca to register and get the opportunity to showcase your talent. To register, visit www.bramptonrisingstars.ca. Registration closes 24th of May 2026. For sponsorship, please call the following numbers. Brampton's Rising Stars is brought to you by Black Community Canada Television and powered by GWAR Studios. Brampton's Rising Stars. It's time for the stars to rise.
Welcome back, viewers. This is still the Community Circle right here in the Black Community Canada Television. I still have here with me the powerful Steve, the king of inspiration. Powerful Steve, that was
Yes.
that was a powerful section,
Amen.
stabilizing,
Yes. Yeah.
to great echelons. Please let me not look for trouble.
Can I say something to you, Prince? Somebody once came to me and said that they don't like me, and I said, "Why is that?" And he said, "Because I think that you're arrogant." And I said, "What makes me arrogant?" He says, "You call yourself Powerful Steve." I said, "You know what? It's probably better you should ask me why I call myself Powerful Steve rather than surmising that I'm arrogant." And they said, "Okay, given, why do you call yourself Powerful Steve?" And I said, "Well, I was out in the world doing my thing, and then God found me and saved me. And he says that he's going to allow the Holy Spirit to come dwell inside of me, and the Holy Spirit is power." And what I learned is that we as a person, we got to decrease so he can increase. And so the power represents the power of the Holy Spirit that is now leading my life. And so I became Powerful Steve. After I told them that, they said, "I'm sorry for thinking that. I'm going to call you Powerful Steve." And
Okay,
so the power represents who I serve.
Who you serve. Okay,
Yes.
on that note, describing yourself as a servant of God,
Yes.
how has faith influenced your message and mission? As a peace ambassador, how do you believe powerful communication can help build unity in communities?
Okay. Everything that we do has to be based on who we are. Whether we want to accept it or not, we were created in the likeness and image of God. And so each and every one of us have the ability to create, and in doing so, fulfilling purpose. Most people, they don't spend the time to discover who their creator is, because think about it this way, Prince. If you are a potter and you mold a vase, now if you gave the vase the ability to think, that vase would say, "What am I?" Because the vase wouldn't know until it speaks to the creator. Now you being the one that molded that vase, you would say to the vase, "You are a vase, and your job is to hold flowers with water." And so from that perspective, you have a purpose and I have a purpose. If I don't go into the presence of my God and ask him the question, "Who am I?" Hence the first book that I wrote, it's called Who Am I? It's for you to realize that there's two profound questions that every living person have to reckon with. The first one is, who is my God? And the second one is, why did he create me? When you know the answer to those two questions, you will see your life will start to flow in a direction what I call destiny and leaving a legacy. And so I'm on that path now. It took me some time to get to this path, but I'm 61 years old, and I'll tell you, Prince, the next 60 years of my life is going to be a little bit more smooth sailing.
So we're expecting 121.
Oh yes, I'm going to live to a minimum of 120. Yeah, it's a conversation that I had with God, and yeah, I got another 60 years.
I say amen to that.
Okay.
Now, I asked about you being a peace ambassador.
Yes.
So tell me, how do you believe powerful communication can help build unity in communities?
Okay. First and foremost, each and every one of us is a government official. We have to think that. The word, even the word church, ecclesia, it means the gathering of a senate or the gathering of governors.
Senators will come after you, man.
So from that perspective, first and foremost, your government begins with you developing yourself. That is personal development. And then, of course, if you're a family man, you are a father, you have to govern your children. You have a wife, the man is the head of the woman, and so you have to govern being a husband. And then you work now into the community. How can you utilize your gifts and your talents to communicate to make your community better? So when you start doing those things, that's how you really influence the government. The government of the land is when you yourself realizing that you are the government and you are the light of the world, you are the salt of the earth. When you start sprinkling your salt, when you start influencing people, and of course, learning how to speak.
Okay, so what you're saying, because taking from what you said earlier, it means that you need to discover purpose.
You need to discover purpose.
Discovering purpose, you need to discover the one who made you.
Most definitely.
Who actually has designed you for a purpose.
Yes, yeah.
To align with the purpose. And you are saying that when we do that, we'll be able to affect our community.
Yes.
Because we are fulfilling the reason why we are there.
Yes.
Now, on that note, you have written 9 books.
Yes.
So, what keeps you motivated to continue writing and sharing your message?
Yes.
For inspiring authors, or rather aspiring authors who are watching this interview today,
yes,
what advice would you give them about, turning their ideas into a book?
Right. First and foremost, as I said, the first thing is you have to discover who you are before you can turn your idea into a book, before your life itself becomes a living testament. Because it says he is the author and finisher of your faith. So that means he is an author and you are actually the pages of his book. And so what's happening right now, we are just walking out the pages of our book, and I'm one chapter in your book, and you are one chapter in my book, because right now we have collided in this interview. So that's essentially what I'm saying. Each and every one of us is a book. It's for you now to discover the author of the book and to discover the pages in which he has written for you to fulfill. And so I'm in the city of Brampton right now, and I met a wonderful man named Patrick Brown, and he had a wonderful message about getting Brampton back on track, and I love the statement. But you see, I pulled up alongside of him to see if he's a man of action and practicality, because to make a statement like that, there has to be some actionable steps. And so I did campaign for him, and he won by 2,000 votes. By 2,000 votes. Never in the history of Brampton has a mayoral race have been that close. 2,000 votes. He dethroned Linda Jeffries, and I got to tell you, he's the best mayor that I've experienced in the city of Brampton in the 50 plus years that I've been in Brampton, and I'm happy that he's gotten Brampton going back on track. And so now we go to City Hall, we have the ability to pray, we have a prayer breakfast for the mayor, because Prince, think of it this way. There is something called darkness, there is something called evil, just as much as there's something called light and there's something called good. And so everything that you have around you right now is for you to choose good or evil. There's no middle ground, there's no gray area. And so what you're doing now, you're going to die. Everybody's going to die. But you see, our God, He's given us the opportunity to choose what we die for.
You know, I was saying that, you know, while you were campaigning, that at least BCCTV, we are expecting a fast check from the mayor now. Because campaigning has already started. The elections are coming, right? Okay,
and you know something?
The truth is...
You're absolutely right.
So Mayor Brown happened to be the first mayor I have actually met here in Brampton.
Yes.
And he's been phenomenal, right?
Yes.
It's been great. And we can't take that away from him at all.
Yes.
Now, I want you to talk to me about impact and vision as we try to wrap up this discussion.
Yes.
What kind of legacy do you hope your message and book will leave in the world?
Okay.
Take note of that. Secondly, how do you measure success today compared to when you first started your career?
Okay. All right. Stick a pin in the second question. I'm going to ask you to repeat it because you gave me two really good questions and I probably would forget it. So the first one,
legacy.
Again, first question again.
So what kind of legacy do you hope your message and book will leave in the world?
Okay. I would say more so than hope, because I know it's going to leave a legacy. So it's beyond hope, because as I said, I'm in my element of purpose, and I know every single life it is to touch, it's going to touch, because it's communication. And so this book is going to bring out those that are out there right now that are thinking about getting involved in the electorate process. As a candidate, you come on board and I will coach you and teach you how to communicate effectively, because when you're dealing with magistrate, when you're dealing with governors and mayors and so forth like that, you have to know how to communicate and have proper
Now, some people
diction.
might be asking, why didn't you run for an office?
But I did.
You did?
Yes, in 2010, I ran for city council in wards 2 and 6. In 2010, I came 6th, and then I shifted in 2014. I ran in wards 1 and 5, and I came 2nd. I almost dethroned Grant Gibson. I came 2nd, and it was then the city of Brampton says, who is this black man that almost dethroned Grant Gibson? And then I became more known in the city at that point. Then 2018 came around, and Mr. Gibson did retire, and everybody said, hey, Steve, your name is out there and you're going to, but everything I do, Prince, I pray and I ask God.
So God said no?
Yes, he said no. And you want to know what I said? But I can win. And he said, if you run, you would win. But what you wanted to do for me, you won't be able to fulfill what you wanted to do for me, because you would be one of the 11 making decisions for the city. So he says, you have to choose. And so I then said, so why did you have me run in 2010 and 2014?
I wanted to ask that.
Right. And he said, who are you having dinner with now? And I said, oh, wow, I'm having dinner with all 3 levels of government. I've met Pierre Trudeau several times, and Rob Ford, and now Doug Ford, and so forth. So it was to get myself out there so they know who I am, that when I pick up the phone and say I'm coming for tea, they will receive me. And so it was to give me exposure.
So tell me, how do you measure success compared to when you first started your career?
Yes.
And if you could give one piece of advice to someone who wants to inspire others,
Right.
but feels they are not ready,
Yes.
what would you say?
Okay, first and foremost, you have to go to Webster and tell you success, it's a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So that's what success is. So the idea has to be worthy. It has to be beyond yourself. And then the other thing that I would say is, if you take a fish and put him in water, he's just going to swim. If you take a bird and you throw him up, he's going to fly. And so essentially what I'm saying is, when you are in your element of purpose and you're actually fulfilling it, that's success.
Okay, because of our time, tell me, what daily habits help you stay motivated and creative as a speaker and as an author?
Okay. Daily habits of personal development. As a coach, I have to be evolving. There isn't anyone that I critique more than myself. So I'm coaching right now around 120 people throughout the globe, and I am personally developing myself. So right now, God has me speaking 2 words in my spirit. This started from February of this year. The first word was results, and the second word is consistency. Those 2 words, I get up every morning and I look in the mirror and I tell myself results and consistency. And then there's a third thing that came about just about a week ago, because it's one thing to be focused and it's another thing to be laser focused. Now, do you know what laser focus is? If you have a block of steel, Prince, and you shine a flashlight on it, and if you keep that flashlight there long enough, and then when you feel the steel, you will feel a little bit of warmth because the light is giving off the heat. But if you take now that light and you put it into a focus light, which is called a laser beam, it will penetrate right through the steel. And so laser beam is just focused light. And so this is what I teach people in the course and in their life. You got to be more than focused. You got to be
time will fail
laser
me.
focused.
I know you are the king of inspiration.
Yes.
I know you are a speaker. So
Yes.
if I allow you, you will keep rolling and flying, and you know.
You're giving me these
Yes,
deep
with
questions.
wings. So now,
Aim high, spread wings.
I want you just in few sentences.
Yes.
Number one, these questions are very important to me, and they are
Yes.
very pertinent. So, if you had 60 seconds to speak to the world,
Yes.
what message would you want everyone to hear?
Okay. In 60 seconds, you are walking in the graveyard in the future, and you see a tombstone that has your name on it, it has your birth date, and it has the day that you left time. And then there's a statement that says underneath all that, that tells the future people that didn't get to meet you, that statement defines who you are.
Interesting.
What would that statement say?
Secondly, many people are watching us
Yes.
right now who feel they are not confident enough to stand on a stage.
Yes.
What would you say to encourage them today?
Face your fears. What doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. But you can never overcome until you face the very thing that you're having challenges to overcome. And so our God says, I didn't give you the spirit of fear. I gave you power, I gave you love, and I gave you a sound mind. So in my holistic coaching, I teach them those skills so they develop who they are. And once you develop who you are, the fear has to go. The doubt has to go. Why? Because it is impossible for fear and faith to reside in the same space. It's impossible.
Before I ask my final question, looking into the future,
Yes.
what is the big dream Powerful Steve T
Yes.
wants to accomplish?
Very good question. My big dream is to be able to stand on a stage where 1 billion people is watching and give my final message to the world. I want to be able to speak to 1 billion people before I leave this earth.
Steve, it's great having you here. Now, before I let you go,
Yes.
where can people learn more about your work?
Okay.
Tell us, those who want to attend your book launch,
Yes.
or to join your speaking courses. So,
Yes. On April the 4th, I have my book launch. This is my 3rd book I'm launching, Own Your Stage. It's going to be on Saturday from 12:30 to 3 o'clock at Jim Archdeacon. And forgive me, it's at Conestoga. I think it's 262, 269. I don't remember the address offhand right now, but Jim Archdeacon on Conestoga. I'm going to be there for the 3 hours, and my phone number is 416-708-5377. My email address is lifecoachstevekerr@gmail.com. That's LIFECOACH, Steve Kerr, Kerr, at gmail.com. And when you call me or my email, I'll be able to give you my Facebook, I'll be able to give you my Instagram, I'll be able to give you my YouTube channel.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Steve, for sharing.
Thank you very much
your
for
inspiring journey with
Yes.
our viewers today.
Yeah.
And I think it's been a beautiful one. So viewers, you've heard him. You know how to reach out now. And so we're inviting you all for that book launch. I think it's going to be a beautiful one.
Amen.
On your stage. So this is Black Community Canada Television, bringing you stories, bringing you inspirational stories, uplifting our community. So we are glad to have you here in the community circle. My name is Ukela Prince, so I'm signing out. Cheers.